Hello, hello, hello. Hi, guys. How are you? I decided to go on StreamYards tonight. Oh my gosh, I have to upgrade. I'm out of storage, so it says that this video will not be recorded. So I don't know if it'll be recorded onto YouTube or what. Hey, Waste of Space, Fine Gold, how are you? You know, when I first got StreamYard, I think I paid $10 a month. $10. That's it. Then it went to like $18.99. And now they want 40 something dollars a month. $40 a month. Aw, thank you. I got off early today. Woo woo. We got off at 12:30. And I've been kind of paying attention to the Diddy trial, you guys. And oh my gosh, it's crazy. That mother effer needs to be tortured. Sorry, but I can't stand. There's so many of them, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm debating if I want to pay that 40 something dollars a month. It's ridiculous. It's like, for what? StreamYard is not that great. You know what I mean? I've always had spinning problems with it. And also the reach to my YouTube channel, for some reason, when I go through StreamYard, like it's showing me one person on here, right? There's two of you, but typically when I go straight from YouTube, it everybody can see it. But here, no. For some reason, no. Okay, so it's showing, yeah, it's showing live. So that's so weird. I can't, it's hard to see what it looks like. Hold on a second. The lighting is a little crazy. All right. I need to get my office set up. How can I share this out? Sorry. What are the other choices? There's Streamlabs, Waste of Space, but I don't know how to do all that. I don't know how to do Streamlabs. It's all techie type stuff. I can't do that. I don't know. There's that Melon, but I don't know what you have to do for that either. I mean, StreamYards is just easy because I know, I've had it for so long. But God, that's just such a ripoff. You know what I mean? $40, especially for as little as I go live. You know what I mean? And the free one, they have a free one, but now I have to go and delete all of my old videos. Actually, what I want to do is save them onto like a USB or something, because I don't want to lose all of those videos that I did, I'm not techie at all. I'm pretty dumb. I'm pretty dumb when it comes to technological type stuff. Has anyone ever used Arnicare? Hello, anybody? Pain relief. I ordered this off of Amazon because somebody told me about it. And I believe this works better than BioFreeze or muscle. It says, excuse me, muscle pain and stiffness, swelling from injuries, bruises. The only problem is I have a lot of joint pain. Hey, Johnny, send your link. What do you mean, hon? What do you mean send the link? What do you mean by that? My Cash App link? Okay. Is that what you're talking about? Just kidding. Here, I'll post that just in case. How about that? There's my Cash App link if you guys ever want to send a tip. It's right there. So what link are you talking about, Johnny? Johnny? So do you guys have any plans for this weekend? I hope I get Sosa tomorrow because I miss him like crazy, you guys. I missed my grand doggy so much. And then my son-in-law sent me a text message and he said, would you mind babysitting sometime this weekend? He wants to take my daughter out to dinner. So I'm thinking, you know, and I still haven't gotten my YouTube check either. I mean, there was an issue where my card, remember I had to get a new debit card. So, excuse me, I don't know. I have money sitting there waiting to be put in my bank account, and they haven't done it yet. May 21st through the 26th is when it's supposed to show up. I could use that right now, you know. It's almost a couple $100, but that was for a few months. That was for a couple months. So what are you guys doing this weekend? I think it's supposed to be 78 on Wednesday, you guys, next Wednesday, and like 76 on Monday. Let's see. So Saturday, tomorrow is supposed to be 73. Wednesday is supposed to be 79. Tuesday, 71, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So it's supposed to be nice. It looks like Monday we're supposed to rain a little bit. But summer's coming, you guys. Summer's coming. I know they better pay up. I mean, come on. So I took some notes about the Diddy trial. Have you guys been paying attention to any of it? What do you think of Cassie? Now, I know she was involved, right, with all of that shit that they had going on. You know what I'm talking about? But also, she was a victim at one point. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to hold her accountable, but that's kind of like saying, it's kind of like saying somebody who is SA'd as a child grows up and SA's other people because of that. You can't excuse it. You know what I'm saying? We're all accountable for our own actions. And, excuse me. I can't stop yawning. I'm excited to start wearing my summer dresses that I got. I got some summer dresses. So I'm going to work on my office this weekend. I think I need to get that cleared out. I need to get my storage stuff cleared out so I can put some more stuff in my storage. You know. Other than that, I don't know. Probably, excuse me, I'll babysit my granddaughter, and then I'll babysit my granddoggy, hopefully. I was in meetings on video all morning for like 3 freaking hours. And don't get me wrong, like there's some good information because every other week we have like a team meeting, right? And it's from people from other states and stuff, and we all get together and with our uppers and you know, go over things, you know, things that have to do with the housing authority, everything like that. You know, we have an inspection coming up, and I'm kind of freaking out because it's one of the properties that I inherited that is it's a hellhole, and I'm trying to get it out of that. And it's rough. It's a rough one. So I didn't get much notice that we have an inspection coming up, and I've got about a week to have maintenance go in, check everything that needs to be, you know, do a pre-inspection. So you do Waste of Space? So this year, I think I told you guys we're going to San Diego for our, excuse me, we're going to San Diego for our yearly trip, which is going to be fun. I know Waste of Space, but you know, I have a lot of, I expect a lot of myself, and I don't know. I know I need to be easier on myself, but at the same time, I can't let up because they expect a lot of us. I do the job of like 10 people, seriously, it's a lot. And for a couple different properties, I'm not just responsible for one property. And, they're constantly changing things, and it's hard. It's hard, especially when I don't have that much of a budget to work with. And a lot of things need to be fixed and upgraded and things like that. So, my maintenance is going to be gone this coming week, which I'm kind of glad, because I swear he just came back to the property today to see me before he had to leave. I'm like, oh my gosh, he didn't need to come by, but he did. And he just comes and like sits in the office and just will do nothing, and I'm like, do you need something? And I know he gets irritated at me. He acts irritated, like, oh my gosh, she doesn't want me here. Well, I don't want you just sitting here while I'm trying to work. I've got a lot of work to do. I'm sorry that, you don't have as much as I do, but it's just uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable, while I'm sitting there typing up, 30-day notices, sending them to attorneys, just all these things, and he's just sitting there watching me. And it's just uncomfortable, I'm like, do you need something? He's like, well, no. And I'm like, okay, well, you got 40 minutes left. Why'd you come by so early? Why didn't you stay up at the other property and finish up there? I don't know. No, he does know. I think he just wanted to come down to see me before he left for a week, before, whatever. I don't know what to do. So he also I told him it was important for him to be on the call this morning, but he said he had stuff he needed to get done at the other property before he leaves out of town. And I said, don't you think we all feel like that? Don't you think we all have more important things to do than to sit in a meeting for an hour? This one ended up going a lot longer than an hour, and then I had to jump into another meeting right after that meeting. But I'm like, don't you think we all feel that we're pressed for to get other things done? I said, I'm telling you, the meetings are mandatory. What you do, that's on you. Nobody said anything. None of the bosses said anything. Where was he or anything like that? But if they ask me, I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but I'm going to be like, because I'm his boss, you know what I mean? I'm going to say, I told him, in my opinion, he should be at that meeting. He chose not to. I don't know, whatever. That's not, I can't force him to do anything. Yes, waste of space. But remember when I told you, I don't know if I told you guys this, when he was asked to go out of town, right, to go help in another property, he said, he's like, well, I'm not gonna see you. Or he started to say you. He's like, I'm not gonna see you for a week. And I'm like, and he caught himself and goes, I'm not gonna see everybody for a week. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like the last maintenance guy we had, the younger kid, very respectful guy. He didn't show any interest in me whatsoever. He was very respectful. He did his job. Yada, yada, yada. Like, I can tell if somebody's, interested or whatever. And he just creeps me out a little bit. Hey, Robert. Hi, Donna. When you get to Sunday, make sure you get to my tour ship, the USS Midway. It's quite an attraction there and well worth a visit to see where I lived and worked. It's a ship in the flood. Okay. Oh, yeah. I want to show you. I want to show them. I want to show those. Hold on a second. If we're in that area, I hope so. So don't you guys think that's creepy? Hold on. That's right. Look at these. Dang, I wish I could. I'm going to show you guys. Yes, these are, okay, here's one. Hopefully you can see it. There's one photo. These are all the photos Robert sent. Oh, look at, there's Robert. Robert, you're on the far left on this one. I can tell that face anywhere. Then we got this one. Wow. These are old. Wow. Donna, you got it. We got to meet. Remember, we were talking about that. Oh, look at that one. I'm sure you don't want to drive 2.5 hours to see me, though, you know? 2.5 hours. That's a long, long drive. I'll find out exactly where we're staying. You were 23. Robert was 23. I'll find out where we're staying. And Donna, I'll let you know privately. There's Robert. Wow. That is so cool. Look at that. Robert was a player in his old days. Right, Robert? Robert was a player in his days. How far is it from? Hey, Gone Fishing. You're from San Diego. Are you still there, honey? You still live there? Or no? Did you move? You guys, what they're doing to my state is hell. Okay. And I was listening to this gal talking about what we would need to do to try to get Bob Ferguson out. And it's next to impossible to try to get him out of there. I want you guys to listen to, this is how they set it up. Here it is. Listen, this is how they set it up, though, is so you cannot get these mother effers out of here. Okay.
Many of our friends in Washington state are entertaining the idea of a recall for Governor Bob Ferguson. In today's video, we are going to go through what's involved in the recall process in Washington state, and is it possible to recall Governor Bob Ferguson? Hey everybody, I'm Julie Barrett and I'm the founder of Conservative Ladies of America. And I did a live stream yesterday and included in that the recall process for an elected official in
Washington. You have to listen
state.
to this.
But when
it's
I
crazy.
went to clip just that section of the video, there was a lot of back and forth between me and the people in the live chat. And so I wanted to give you guys a clean video going step by step through the recall process in Washington state, because this is top of everybody's mind. Now, spoiler alert. If you think climbing Mount Rainier in flip-flops in a blizzard sounds like a fun idea, then you might be ready to do a recall. Essentially, it is next to impossible to do in Washington state. And you may remember that Governor Jay Inslee was attempted to be recalled about 2 or 3 times between 2018 and 2022. So there are 4 steps involved in this process. So first of all, you need to file a petition. The petition needs to be filed by a registered voter in Washington state with the Secretary of State's office. This petition needs to clearly state specific charges of malfeasance, misfeasance, or a violation of the oath of office supported by verifiable facts. Now, when I was digging through the previous recalls, one of the things I found is that these petitions also have to show that the elected official intended to break the law.
So
And
you have to
showing
prove intent,
in
you
your
guys.
petition is very difficult to do. Article 1, Section 33 of the Washington Constitution states that a recall can only occur if the targeted public official has, quote, committed some act or acts of malfeasance or misfeasance while in office, or who has violated his oath of office. Essentially, the process is set up to protect the elected official. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, yes, Bob Ferguson has violated his oath of office. Look at all of these bills that he just signed into law that are blatantly unconstitutional. Unfortunately, step 2 in this process requires a Superior Court judge to sign off on your petition and evaluates whether the charges are factually and legally sufficient to proceed. Now, in the recalls that were filed for Governor Jay Inslee, the judges found every time that the claims were not sufficient, they did not prove
Imagine
intent
that.
to violate the law. And if you recall, during the COVID years of 2020 and 2021, which is when the recall effort was really going strong, there were a number of abuses by Governor Jay Inslee. So if they were not able to find him in violation of his oath of office, or in violation of the law, or misfeasance or malfeasance, from then, there is really not much hope for Bob Ferguson at this point in time. Keep in mind, the bills that he signed into law were passed by the legislature, and if he hadn't signed them, they still become law with or without his action. Now, let's just say that you managed to make it past the hurdle of the judicial review, and you managed to find a judge in Washington state who wasn't captured by the radical left, and he signs off on it, and you now can go out and gather petitions. You need to get signatures of registered voters in the amount of 25% of the total who voted in the previous governor's race. So let's say there were 4 million people who voted in 2024's governor race. You're going to need to get 1 million signatures, and you will have
1 million, you
270
guys.
days to do that. That is a huge task. If you just think about like the Let's Go Washington petitions that have been done over the last few years, they had big money behind that. They had paid signature gatherers. So if you're even going to attempt this effort of a recall, you're going to need to have several $1 million behind you, because even if you've managed to pass that judicial hurdle, then you've got to collect an insane amount of signatures from registered voters, which is going to be a very difficult task. It's not impossible,
This
but it
isn't
is
the
going to be
news,
very
honey.
challenging, and you're going to need to have a lot of money behind that.
This
Now,
isn't
step
the
4,
news.
let's say you get all of these signatures. Step 4 is the recall election. This would go on the ballot, and I would assume that the Secretary of State would do the ballot language. Washington State's election are far from secure and transparent. So if you get to the election stage, my prediction is that you would not be successful in getting a yes vote to get Bob Ferguson recalled. But let's just say that you were. What would happen in Washington state if you were successful in getting Bob Ferguson recalled is that you would get the lieutenant governor, which is Denny Heck. And he is also a far left Democrat. I think he's probably more of a moderate, but I think he would be controlled by the Democrats in the legislature. And then he would be in office until the next election in 2028. So as you can see, this is a very difficult process. The biggest hurdle here is the judicial review, because Washington state courts have been captured by the left. Getting a judge that's going to sign off on this is going to be next to impossible. And so if you're in Washington state and you're planning to stay in Washington state and you're really frustrated with everything that's going on and you want to create change, my best advice to you is get active locally. There are a lot of local elections happening this year at your city council, your county council, and at your school board and other like utility districts and things like that. It's a great time for you to put your time and energy behind a candidate who's running locally. These races are critical to what's happening in your local government. And if Washington citizens can start winning back some of these local races, you'll build a foundation and then you can start building up, because getting to
So,
these
like they
statewide-
say, you need to get, what do you call it? Involved in your local, Bygone Fishing, nice to see you. You need to get involved in your local politics. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a link. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find my. Hold on. I just want to. There's my library. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. There's that. Refer friends and viewers. Oh, okay. So there's. Okay, I think I figured this out. I think I figured it out, guys. Hold on. I think I figured it out. Let's see. Referral link. Okay. I think I got it. No, that's not, how do I do it? Why won't it paste? Paste it. Okay, it should. Anyways, that wasn't it wasn't what you call it. It wasn't the news, you know. So I haven't spoke with my son at all. How do I get to my most recent message? How does it go? Okay. So weird. I don't know. My day, it was good. It was good. I think I'm going to have some cabbage soup. This gal, I went and bought all the ingredients and she made me this big thing of cabbage soup. How was your day? The only thing I don't like about going on StreamYards here is because I have to sit in one place. You know what I mean? And I'm not good at that. I'm not just good at sitting and not doing things, you know? When I'm sitting, I'm used to being on the computer. You know, at work, I've got a couple of screens. I'm looking back and forth on the screen, just going constantly. So to sit here and just talk is kind of hard instead of up moving around doing stuff. But I am tired. That's for sure. I am tired. I think I can bring somebody up if you guys want to come up. If anyone wants to come up and say hi and chat. If anybody wants to come show comments on stage. Oh, that's in the beta stream. If anybody wants to come up and chat. I did take some notes about the Diddy trial. If anybody wants an update on what happened in court today. But what do you think is going to happen to him? What do you think is going to happen to Mr. Diddy? You know, he's not the only one out there that's doing that. You know what I'm saying? What's crazy is there's so many people that literally idolize J-Lo, Beyonce, Katy Perry. Robert doesn't care about Diddy. Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, Swifties. There's so many people that just idolize these people, and they don't even want to think what they're involved in. And what they're involved in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I don't have facts. They're involved in some really dark stuff, just like a lot of the politicians are. Pay no attention to any of them. Robert, you don't even want to know, like, when they get, when justice comes, like that mother effer, just like with Jeffrey Epstein. We could, hold on a second. I'm going to look up something really quick. Hold on. What's her name? Let's see. Why Epstein, and what's her name? And the victims. Yes, Virginia Giuffre. Virginia Louise Giuffre, is that how you said that? Died April 25th, 2025, was an American-Australian accuser of child offender Jeffrey Epstein and a campaigner who offered support to survivors of SA. So she died by, that's the CBS News. I don't trust any of the news sources, you guys. That's the New York Post. Hold on. Australian Broadcasting Corporation. What's this? So how old was she? Hold on a second. There she is. How sad, you guys. Hold on a second. Oh, let me see if I want to share. Can I share this real quick? Present. More interest in the senators and congressmen interfered with the ICE going. Oh, yeah, yes. It's easiest with 2 monitors. Okay, well. Oh, well. Okay, so look at her. That's her. She passed away. Virginia Giuffre, I don't know if I'm saying that right, who alleged Jeffrey Epstein trafficked her to Prince Andrew, dies. Age 41. Her family says she lost her life to unaliving after being a lifelong victim of SA trafficking. The 41-year-old alleged she was trafficked for sex to Prince Andrew by Jeffrey Epstein on several occasions when she was a teenager. In a statement, her family confirmed she died by unaliving at her property in Neergaby in the Shire of Gingen, about 80 kilometers north of Perth. It is with utterly broken hearts that we announce that Virginia passed away on Friday night at her farm in West Australia, the statement said. She lost her life to unaliving after being a lifelong victim of SA and Virginia was a fierce warrior in the fight against SA and ST. She was the light that lifted so many survivors. Despite all the adversity she faced in her life, she shone so bright. She will be missed beyond measure. Owa police spokesperson said emergency services received a report that a woman had been located unresponsive at a residence in near Gabby just before 10 p.m. on Friday. Police in St. John Wa attended and provided emergency first aid. Sadly, the 41-year-old woman was declared deceased at the scene, the spokesperson said. The death is being investigated by major crime detectives. Early indication is the death is not suspicious. Incredible courage. Her family said her children, Christian and Noah and Emily, were the light of her life. It was when she had held her newborn daughter in her arms that Virginia realized she had to fight back against those who had abused her and so many others, they said. There were no words that can express the grave loss we feel today with the passing of our sweet Virginia. She was heroic and will always be remembered for her incredible courage and loving spirit. In the end, the toll of abuse is so heavy that it became unbearable for Virginia to handle its weight. Ms. Giuffre was a prominent accuser of the late financier Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. She alleged she was trafficked for sex to the Duke of York by Epstein on several occasions when she was a teenager. The Duke had repeatedly denied those allegations. A settlement was reached in February of 2022 in a civil case brought by Ms. Giuffre against Prince Andrew. The deal avoided a trial that would have brought further embarrassment to the monarchy. Ms. Giuffre asserted that she met the Duke while she traveled frequently with Epstein between 2000 and 2002. Her lawyers maintained she was on call for Epstein for sexual purposes and was lent out to other powerful men, including the prince. Prince Andrew has repeatedly denied her accusations that he forced her to do that decades ago at the London home of Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's associate, and allegations he abused her at Epstein's properties in Manhattan and the British Virgin Islands. The settlement came just over a month after a U.S. judge rejected Prince Andrew's attempt to win an early dismissal of the lawsuit, meaning depositions and other evidence gathering could commence. After the ruling, the Duke, who had already stepped back from royal duties, was stripped of his honorary military titles and roles in leadership of various charities known as royal patronages. He also can no longer use the title His Royal Highness in official settings. In late March, Ms. Giuffre posted on Instagram saying she had been involved in a bus crash and had 4 days to live after doctors had told her she was suffering kidney failure. Days later, her family said Ms. Giuffre was in a serious condition while receiving medical care after a crash. However, the Perth hospital where she was staying denied that characterization, with police maintaining the crash was minor. Sigrid McCauley, a lawyer for dozens of Epstein's abuse survivors, described Ms. Giuffre as an incredible champion for other victims. Her courage pushed me to fight harder, and her strength was awe-inspiring, she said. The world has lost an amazing human being today. Rest in peace, my sweet angel. Oh my gosh. She was a beacon to other survivors and victims. She adored her children and many animals. She was always more concerned with me than with herself. I will miss her beyond words. It was the privilege of a lifetime to represent her. So, how sad. Sad, sad, sad. Was the king of baby oil first? Yeah. Sure, 41-year-old die all the time for no reason. Did she know the Clintons? Absolutely, Robert. Yep. More interesting. So, come on. Why, after making it through all of that, right? All of those years, making it, surviving, all of it. would she now decide to leave this earth? You know, I'm getting worried about, oh gosh, what's his name? James O'Keefe. James O'Keefe is uncovering some big stuff. And he actually did a short clip on TikTok, I believe, stating that he is in fear for his life. Those people are sick buying gold. Donna, right? Isn't that so sad? Like, these people are sick, and it's not just men. It's not just the men who are doing this stuff. Even when I talk about it, I mean, it's important to talk about, but at the same time, when I talk about it, I start to get a little anxiety over it. It's just how, I mean, when I see a child, right? When I see a child, I like look at that little child and think, oh my gosh, they're so precious. You know, like if I see them fall or, you know, skin their knee or whatever, fall down. It's like the first thing I want to do is help them, protect them, right? I cannot imagine having a mind that thinks I want to harm that child. It's just, I don't get it. Hey, Judge, how are you, honey? Nice to see you. I don't get it. I do not get what in the fuck, excuse my language, could make. Hey, Too Tall Rob. Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? Hey, Rob, turn off your notifications and turn them back on again. Sometimes you have to do that every once in a while. But I'm glad you're here. Nice to see you. We're talking about Virginia Giuffre, Jeffrey Epstein's victim, one of his many. But what I'm saying is, and I know I'm talking about young kids, but it happens to young kids. I could not imagine ever feeling like I would want to harm a child. Like, it's just, where does that come from, you guys? How does somebody get to the mental place that they don't see a child as innocence and what's the word I'm looking for? Where they need protection. Like, what did they ever do to anybody? You know? Why is everything taken out on kids? I don't get it. Yeah, well, Rob, I wish I could, you know, I wish we could take care of it. I wish the citizens could take care of it. And then, you know, that would be that. Oh my gosh, I think there's one episode left of The Handmaid's Tale, you guys. One. Have you guys watched it? Judge, what do you have going on this weekend? I'm still trying to understand why I'm opening a homeless guitar shelter. I now have 22 guitars in my selection and collection. You know what you should do, Rob, is you should teach kids how to play the guitar, or people how to play the guitar. You know, open your own little, what you call it? The Handmaid's Tale. I'm so sad it's leaving for good. It sucks, you guys. But did you watch the last episode? They got her up on that rope, man. They did. And it was almost time for those handmaids to go bye-bye and meet their maker, right? And somebody swooped in. Even Aunt Lydia, you guys. Aunt Lydia, poor Aunt Lydia. Well, she was an evil bitch, that one. Aunt Lydia was an evil bitch. but she turned to good. She turned good toward the end, and she let them escape. She let them go. And she got caught and got put up out in front of everybody in Gilead, and almost lost her life. Oh, that's nice. So you have a little charity going, Rob. That's really cool. I'll be filming the local Memorial Day service in Junction. Are you going to put it up on your YouTube channel, honey? You guys, Too Tall Rob has, if you don't know, he has a YouTube channel where he shows the raccoons that he feeds. I'm off work today. Oh, you got today off, Donna? I only got half a day off today, but you know what? Half a day and Monday, so I never take off. So, right? Hey, WDH. I know, it's so nice to, I still need to take my vacation. Like I said, April was a year that I've been with this company, and I haven't taken my vacation. 4-day weekend. Yes. You took a 2-hour nap. I bet you never do that either. I got home and I took a little nap. Yep, I did. I sure did. I didn't mean to. But I got home, took a shower. I was like, I just need a shower. Maybe it'll wake me up, right? Took a shower, then I laid down and I'm like, I'm out. I was tired. You know, because getting up early every day of the week, and then the kind of jobs that we have, you know, it's very stressful, especially when you're under time crunches, you know, and it has to do with legal stuff. You know, it's like we can get findings, you know, we could lose, you know, if I don't do my job correctly, we could lose funding, you know, and that's not good. So I have to make sure my files are in pristine condition. They are, you know, all of the forms that need to be in there are in there. They're in order. It's a lot. So some people need a specific form if they need, gosh, I can't even think right now. If they need something special in their unit, something that doesn't come with the unit, you know, they're requesting. So say like one of our residents needed a shower stall that she could get into easy because she couldn't climb over the tub. And, you know, that was a special request, and we have to accommodate that kind of stuff. It's called a reasonable accommodation. And we have to have a letter from the doctor stating this is what they need. And then we have to make it happen. I feel a little depressed, not sure why I'm used to working. Maybe it's because you're not working yet, right? It's probably because, oh my gosh, I know. Don't be depressed, girl. Think about it. You earned all this time off. Oh, thank you. Really? Ew, I feel ugh. So when Clinton said that it was the end of your show, she killed the Handmaid's Tale. When Clinton, you request a pool. Wouldn't that be funny if someone said, yep, I need to have a hot tub. Ooh, I want a hot tub, you guys. Robert, I think you'd like The Handmaid's Tale. You should watch it. I wish you were my property manager. Well, some of them don't like me, I don't think, because they were so used to not having a manager for so long. They got away with skating by on paying their rent late or not paying it at all. You know, they weren't doing their recertifications. And so I get there, I learn my position, which I will tell you, I'm pretty damn proud of myself because the training, I had no experience in this prior, this type of management. And I was just thrown in there pretty much. So then I got to the point to where, okay, I'm looking over ledgers, I'm looking over files, I'm finding out who hasn't done what. And I'm putting out notices. Hey, you need to do this. You need to do that. You need to not be having this. You need to clean up your deck. You need, all these things. And so now I guess I'm targeting certain individuals, which I'm hearing from other managers that all of us get accused of that, targeting people. They try to sue, people. It's crazy. I'll tail then. Dom, what do you say? I'll tail then. What's that? Oh, you've watched it, Robert? You've watched The Handmaid's Tale? I'm glad I got video of the property manager lady telling me how we don't talk windows when they own over 90 properties rented through HUD and the Veterans Administration. Wait, they don't what windows, honey? I think you meant to say something else. What do you mean they don't what windows? I have 3 vacant units at one of my properties right now. And one of them, 2 of them, technically, one of them's a transfer. The other one was a move out from another unit, but is going to be moving into another unit. Technically, we had a double transfer, but the way we had to do it was move one of them completely out. So technically, 2 of the units are spoken for. The third one just came available last Friday, and everything has to be upgraded in that unit. So then the lady who's transferring into one of the units, her units is gonna need to be, probably new flooring and all that stuff. So it's a lot. And then they throw in there, oh, guess what? This is the same property. I have to have a inspection within a week. So hi, City of Peace. In the windows? What's in the window? Oh, caulking in the window. What? They say they don't do caulking? Is that what you're saying? How are you, City of Peace? Clinton said if a Republican woman is elected president, she would be like the Handmaid's Tale to the pig. She did? What do you have planned, City of Peace? Thank you, honey. Thank you. You guys, if you haven't watched, it's only, 6 seasons, you guys? And it's easy to binge watch. You can binge watch it. Oh, also, at my other property, I did a meeting, a community meeting for, it was so we could start planning our, what do you call it? Activities. That meeting, oh my gosh. So you have certain residents who think they run everything. So a couple people walked out of the meeting because they were not happy with one of the residents who's very loud and took over pretty much. And, when they get older, they're set in their ways. But I said, okay, let's all throw out some ideas. We'll have some activities, barbecues for summer, potlucks, they have bingo night. I want to do a pinochle night. I love pinochle, or game night. We could do game night, movie night, arts and crafts. There's all kinds of fun stuff to do. The landlady said we do not caulk windows. You hang plastic? What? And you reported her correctly? You correct, Robert? Hang plastic over the windows? See, yeah, when you're getting involved with HUD and all that stuff, you have to follow the rules, the laws, or you can lose your funding like that, you know? And if you, I can imagine you lose your funding, you lose your job. You know what I'm saying? If you lose rental assistance, you lose your job. Because, you know, and I wish residents would understand that we're not coming down on them to make their lives miserable or to pick on them. But what I try to explain to them is, listen, yes, you have, you know, housekeeping is part of, it's in the lease. You know, you have to keep your home clean for the most part, you know. We're worried about safety. We're worried about other people's safety. That's why you have to keep the furniture 6 to 8 inches away from the heaters. You know, there's other people's safety involved. And I said, this is what I tell them. I'm not doing this to pick on you, target you, whatever you may think. It's so we can have funding to give people lower cost housing. If we don't follow these rules, we don't get the funding. So, and for some reason, they just want to get upset. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. This is the rules I have to follow. I'm accountable for each and every one of these units, right? And I have to tell you, and you have to sign the lease, and you agreed when you moved in, you agreed to follow these rules. And now you want to argue about it. I don't know. Yes. Donna, legally, we can put up a 48-hour notice to let them know. We can do our own preliminary inspections, whatever. And especially if we believe that there's a reason to. But yeah, we have to keep, you know, not all the time. You know, we're not going to abuse that, but we need to, or what I tell the maintenance is, you know, whenever you have a chance to get into a unit, if they need their toilet fixed or if they, you know, need their garbage disposal fixed, whatever the case may be, that is your perfect opportunity to just glance around, look around, make sure the smoke detectors are up, the carbon monoxide things are up, you know, just glance around, make sure their furniture is pulled away from the heater. Just make sure the blinds aren't all broken, and use that opportunity while they've invited you in to look around and just make sure everything's up to code and things are what they are to be. Yes, it is. It is. I'm a senior living advisor. I help seniors find senior living options, but not. Yes, it's typically not. No, it's like assisted living, independent living, memory care. Yeah, okay. So you don't have to deal with like vouchers or like tax credit properties like that. Actually, Fine Gold rent's very expensive out here. But there is something called rental assistance. And like there was a gal who, you know, contacted an agency and they sent a check for $4,000 to pay her back rent. I could never get that kind of help, but you know, it just, one other person, it was before I came, but they got $9,000. So nothing is cheaper in the West. That's right. I was looking at places just for fun because I was thinking, I could move out of here. You know, what else is out there? There was this house for rent and it was $4,000 something. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Anything? Okay, garbage disposal is broken. I'm leaving ASAP. Yeah. Well, the garbage disposals, that's another thing. Like, people let their kids throw things down it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they expect that they can break things and we're just supposed to replace it. And that's not necessarily the case. It depends on how it got broke. You know, it depends on when the last time we replaced it was. My neighbor across the road from me just bought the house last fall and built a deck on the back and a big enclosed porch on the front and a garage. But I wonder if he and the wife had a why do you think they might have had a falling out? Oh, Robert, that house you were talking about, possibly that property you were talking about wanting to purchase. Oh yes, they have to pay. They pay rent. Yes. I only have a couple people that have vouchers, but basically, Donna, it's 30% of their income is for seniors and, you know, depending on the properties, 30% of their income, but then they have to qualify for the property also. He showed up today with a bulldozer and demolished the house after he built that stuff onto it. Why would you just demolished it? That's crazy. But I do have to say, you guys, I do love my job in the sense that, you know, when I let somebody know, hey, your application got approved, you passed your screening, you know, all of that, your verifications came back good, nothing there, you know, and you qualify, and I offer them the unit, that you guys, it's like, because I've found many of them were homeless and they've been working with a charity, a company that has been helping them apply at different places and try to find somewhere to live. And so being able to offer them a unit, the thing that sucks is there's so many people waiting that I feel like, you know, one of my properties, there's residents that have been there 20, 30 years. They're not going anywhere. And so, but the one family that just left, they were only there a couple of years, and they did what's supposed to happen. They rented there, saved up money, got a house. They're out of there. And I was so happy for them. But some of them never leave, you know? He showed up to, let's see, tore it all down and had a roll-off dumpster dropped. Wow. Yeah, I wonder what happened. Maybe they did have a falling out and he's like, I don't want her to get this property. I'm tearing it down. So that is, you know, I love the job in that sense. It's just a very highly stressful job, you know. Highly stressful. My maintenance, he's always like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Trying to get all the work done that's required of you. They're always adding more onto you. And then you've got your residents constantly coming in needing something. And yeah, he goes, I don't know how you do it. I could never do it. They paid $350K for the house and property. Only got about a third of the house in the dumpster. Good night, Rob. Have a good weekend, honey. Thanks for popping in. How long have I been on here? It's 9:15 already? What the hell? I mean, I do need to do some stuff around my place and go to the storage and do all that, which I always tell myself when I'm working, God, I wish I wasn't working. I could be doing this, this, and this. But now that I'm not working, I'm like, I don't want to do this, this, and this, you know? I don't want to work while I'm not working, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, I think I'm going to go get comfortable, put on my pajamas. Oh, scroll. Maybe I'll go see what's on Peacock or Paramount. I haven't looked on Netflix for a really long time. I'm paying for it. I should look on there. Also, Amazon Prime. Oh, there's a show on there that I think it's new that I want to watch. Forgot what it's called. Oh, there's still furniture in the house. I know, waste of space. Me too. I hope I get Sosie. You have a good night, honey. I'll come on this weekend, probably, of course. You know, maybe while I'm cleaning, or, you know, we can chitty chat. You guys can chat with each other while I'm cleaning. You know, we can have coffee in the morning. You guys want to have coffee together? Good night, Fine Gold. Good night, Robert. You guys want to have coffee together in the morning? Doesn't that sound fun? Maybe I'll make myself some breakfast. What do you think? I haven't had a nice homemade breakfast in a long time because I just rush up, go to work. Okay. Good night. Sweet dreams. Donna says yes. Okay, Donna, it's a date. Coffee date. Good night, sweet dreams. Sleep with the angels, you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Good night, Rob. And pray that Diddy goes to prison and never gets out. That's what I want. And pray that more of them get caught. All right. We'll go over my notes tomorrow for the Diddy trial because I've got them. I took notes. Oh my goodness. I love this charger. This charger I ordered off of TikTok quite a while ago. And it's got, you know, 3. You can charge your iPhone. You can charge any other phone. And it's got 3 chargers in one. And it's a pretty good charger. I need to do my taxes. I still haven't done my taxes, you guys. I know I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble, damn it. I was talking to our mail lady. She says she hasn't done her taxes the last 2 years. I'm like, I thought I was bad. You gotta do your taxes, girl. Me too. It's not like I'm making tons of money, you know. I'm a broke ass bee. Oh, I was looking at cars too. Yes, Rob. Breakfast in bed, waste of space. Oh my gosh, I would love that. Rob, biscuits and gravy. You want to make it for me? Robert, what was it? You guys tell me the good kind of cars to look at. I know there was Hondas, Toyotas, right? Hondas, Toyotas. There was 2 other ones that were really good. Oh my gosh, you know how nice it would be to just lay in bed and have someone bring me hot breakfast? Oh, it's been so long. My hair is actually growing. Can you believe it? But it's falling out. I'm losing a lot of hair, you guys. Look, it's getting longer, but it's also falling out. I didn't do mine last year. A Kia. Oh, yeah, you said Kia. Well, what kind? What kind of Honda? What kind of Toyota? What kind of Kia? I just bought 1972 Chevy Nova Super Sport transport to Missouri last weekend. To the body shop friend of mine. Great shape, only 82,000 miles. Ooh, nice. Chevy Nova. That's awesome. Rob has toys, I can tell. Rob likes to have toys. Well, I want some type of SUV. Kia is very good and cheaper than Hondas or Toyotas. Is it like the Kia Sport or something, Robert? Or which one is it? That little SUV? I gotta have an SUV for Sosa. Because him and my little car, he's just not. And you've been a mechanic for many years, Robert, so I trust that you know what's a good car and what's not, you know. Okay, Sorento, it's all-wheel drive. Okay, Sorento, that's right. What year is yours, Robert? I could make you a great deal on a pair of minivans. No, thank you. Minivans. Oh, Lord. My brother has one of those Honda Odysseys. There's a lot of room in that thing. I'll tell you that. I just don't like the old minivans, you know. I just don't like those. Okay. Time to go get comfortable. Now is the time. I know I say I don't want to ever get married again. 2023. Okay. Oh yeah, you traded yours in for a newer one last time. So I know I don't want a husband. I know I don't want a boyfriend, you know, like a committed type thing. But I would like someone to just come over and watch movies or go out to dinner, things like that, you know. Your dog would look great cruising around in a Chrysler Town and Country minivan. Oh, yeah, those aren't bad. Chrysler Town and Country, yes. I'll put 2 rings on it. Okay. Put a ring on it. God, put a ring on it. I'll put 2 rings on it. Okay. Oh, I'm going. I'm really going. I haven't unwound yet from work, you guys. I still need to that's right, Robert. A companion, Waste of Space. Yes, just a companion. You know, just a, companion. That's all. Someone I can cook for, you know. Someone that can cook for me. A reciprocal type relationship. Not where everything's expected of me and nothing's given. Not that I expect anything, but, you know, ladies, it's nice, right? Okay. Peace. Good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, I'm sure. And I hope Sosa's going to be here tomorrow. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.